The time is 1 o'clock from Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafunwa. First, the news headlines. President Buhari names 40-year-old Bauer new EFCC chairman. Governor Makinde, Northern governors visit Shasha Market. On the foreign scene, United Nations warns Myanmar junta of severe consequences. And in sports, Naomi Osaka to face Serena Williams in Australian Open semi-final. Those are the headlines. Now the news in detail. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has named Mr. Abdulrasheed Bauer as the new chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. The president has therefore requested the Senate to confirm Bauer's nomination. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, disclosed this in a statement today. Bauer is a trained EFCC investigator with vast experience in the investigation and prosecution of advance fee fraud cases, official corruption, bank fraud, money laundering, and other economic crimes. The statement is silent on the fate of Ibrahim Magu, a police officer who was suspended as the Commission's acting chairman last year. And to security matters, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has flagged off a reinvigorated Special Security Action Plan, codenamed Operation Pofada 2. The Security Action Plan is aimed at reinforcing the ongoing fight against banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery, and other violent crimes in the country. Speaking at the flag-off ceremony at the Force Headquarters in Abuja, the Inspector General of Police explained that the new special operation will be executed in sustained collaboration with the armed forces, intelligence community, and other sister security agencies. Adamu said the operation is aimed at redominating and reclaiming the public space from criminals that are bent on threatening the internal security order across the country and bringing them to book.
To strengthen security across the country, under the phase 1 of our operational plan of Operation Povada 2, which is being flagged off today, our objective is to focus on the restoration of security and peace in the northwest and north central geopolitical zones. The operation is to dislodge the bandits and deny them space to regroup either in the zones or any other part of the country. It also involves bringing to justice any arrested bandits and their collaborators. The phase 1 of the deployment plan, which we are now witnessing, will cover Zamfara, Kaduna, Katsina, Kogi, Nasarawa, Niger, Sokoto, Benue, and Kebbi states, and the FCT.
Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu has condemned the statement credited to his counterpart from Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, the headsmen have no option but to carry AK-47 for self-defense. Speaking during an interview with newsmen, Akeredolu questioned the Bauchi State Governor for defending headsmen who carry arms and kill innocent Nigerians. The governor commended President Muhammadu Buhari for directing the Nigeria police to arrest some headsmen who bear arms and other criminal elements. He said the insecurity issue is not an ethnic war and thereby called for collaboration to ensure that the challenges are tackled head-on.
Bala Mohammed has not spoken like a statesman. He probably lost everything out. He lost out as to what his reaction should be. How will a governor in this country today come out and say people should be allowed to carry arms when it is illegal? And not just mere arms, he says they should go with AK-47 when even carrying some double barrel and co is illegal. So people are not licensed to carry gun. Bala Mohammed is suggesting to us that they should be able to carry it. For what purpose? Any statesman, any governor should not speak that way, that you now ask people to carry gun protection. So I should ask my own people to carry gun to protect themselves. This is what he's saying. This is there's going to be a serious, it will become very serious. And all of us, nobody will be spared. So statement like that must be condemned, and I condemn it.
Now, Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong has condemned the renewed attacks in the Bassa local government area of the state. The attack left at least 3 persons dead and another with injuries between Sunday and Monday. Lalong, who described the development as worrisome and intolerable, said he had directed the peace-building agency to visit the area and get to the root of the killings. He insisted that the situation must be brought under control immediately to prevent further degeneration. On health, the federal government has put health workers on red alert following the resurgence of Ebola epidemic in Guinea. Health Minister Osage Ehanire said they would monitor all entry points to pick out any suspected cases. He said Nigeria was ready to send volunteers to support the World Health Organization's measures to contain the spread of the disease in Guinea. The minister also revealed that the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, has received dossiers for Chinese vaccine and 3 others for evaluation amid the ravaging COVID-19 pandemic in the country. And here in Oyo State, the state governor, Seyi Makinde, and some northern governors today visited the Shasha market to assess the destruction at the scene of the clash between Yoruba and Hausa communities. The visitors include Kebbi State Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje, Zamfara State Governor Bello Matawale, and Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani. They came into Ibadan last night to visit the area where violence raged last Friday, leading to destruction of lives and property. Governor Makinde is expected to inaugurate a judicial panel of inquiry into the crisis. Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has ordered the immediate deployment of police intervention and stabilization forces to the state. Now, the Chancellor, First Technical University in Ibadan, Chief Tunde Afolabi, MFR, has enjoined students, teachers, governments and other stakeholders in the education sector to realize the dire need to revitalize the sector as human development is determined by the quality of education. Chief Afolabi gave the advice yesterday while delivering an address at the farewell program organized for the late Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council First Technical University, Professor Oye Ibidapobe, 2 former Vice-Chancellors, University of Ibadan, Professor Idowola Yinka and Professor Olufemi Bamiru, said late Ibidapobe, who became a professor at the age of 33, had served passionately in different capacities, especially in the area of giving framework to education.
He was a quintessential scholar. I mean, he had so many achievements. He became professor at the age of 33 years at University of Lagos. And the Vice Chancellor, the first alumnus of University of Lagos, never become the Vice Chancellor of that university. Then he also had an opportunity to be Vice Chancellor of Alice Federal University in Oyo State. But beyond that, he was a nice person, a global icon, like a citizen of Nigeria.
But Ibidapobe had the unique opportunity of almost dying empty, but he didn't die quite empty. Die empty in the sense that he was given by his creator unique opportunities to be making differences within the university system as Vice Chancellor.
In a goodwill message, Oyo State Governor Engineer Seyi Makinde, represented by the Commissioner for Education, Mr. Olasukomi Olaleye, appreciated the late professor and his family for accepting to serve the state. Earlier, Vice-Chancellor, First Technical University, Ibadan, Professor Ayobami Salami, enjoined other scholars in the country to emulate Professor Bidapobe, who approached his profession as a service and gave it his all in dedication, innovative thinking and sacrifice. Professor Bidapobe, who was a professor of systems engineering, died from COVID-19 health complications on 3rd January 2021 at the age of 72. You're still listening to the news on Splash on 05.5 FM. Now turning to the foreign scene. The United Nations has warned Myanmar's military that there would be severe consequences for any brutal suppression of the ongoing anti-coup protests there. UN Special Envoy Christian Schreiner Bergener said the right of peaceful assembly must fully be respected. Access to the internet in Myanmar was restored this morning after it had been cut off for a second night. The junta has been regularly blocking the web trying to stifle dissent since the 1st February coup. Myanmar has seen days of protests following a military coup which saw the junta overthrow elected leaders, including longtime democracy campaigner Aung San Suu Kyi, due to alleged voter fraud. Now, U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi says Congress will establish an outside independent commission to investigate the 6 February attack on the U.S. Capitol by supporters of Donald Trump. In a letter to lawmakers, she said the commission would be modeled on the inquiry into the 11 September 2001 attacks on New York and the Pentagon. Former President Trump was acquitted by the Senate of inciting the violence. But Democrats and some Republicans have backed an independent investigation into the riots, which left 5 people dead. Now, the World Health Organization has given emergency use approval to AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccines. This means that distribution can start to poorer countries starved of doses to fight the pandemic. The AstraZeneca Oxford jab forms the bulk of batches being lined up through COVAX, the global program aimed at procuring and shipping out vaccines equitably around the world, regardless of wealth. It is only the second COVID-19 jab to have received WHO authorization after the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Now to sports news. World number 3 Naomi Osaka has warned that she is feeling confident in her ease after storming past Hisei Suwei in straight sets to book an Australian Open semi-final against Serena Williams. The Japanese 3-time Grand Slam champion overcame the Taiwanese world number 71's unorthodox style 6-2, 6-2 in an all-Asian quarterfinal at a crowdless Rod Laver Arena. Osaka hit 24 winners in a dominant display lasting just 66 minutes against her 35-year-old opponent, who made history by becoming the oldest woman in the Open era to debut in the quarterfinals of a slam. Just before we go, a recap of the headlines. President Buhari has named 40-year-old Bawa new EFCC chairman. Governor Makinde and some northern governors visited Shasha Market. United Nations has warned Myanmar junta of severe consequences. And in sports, Naomi Osaka to face Serena Williams in Australian Open semi-final. For more details on the news, visit our website on www.splashfm1055.com. Now, you can download the Splash FM mobile app on iOS, BlackBerry World, and Google Play Store to listen live, get news update, opinion poll, and also report an event live to us through the iPod feature. To download, simply go to any of the stores mentioned and search for Splash FM 105.5, then click to download. We have now come to the end of the news on Splash 105.5 FM, the integrity station, and the best radio station in the southwest of the country. The news editor is Tunde Olaowo, assisted by Ayo Olubusi. Good afternoon. Thank you for listening. I'm Ronke Giwa Onafunwa.
Quick, charge at 240.
Hot news, cool vibe.